Okay, good evening. I am Shoaib Shaikh, the co-founder of Explosive, and I am really happy to talk to you today. Uh, Look forward to telling you something about our company, how it started, and we'll take questions from you to see if I could be of any help in areas of starting a business and growing a business. So Explosive started in June of 2009. I was almost 3 years ago, and it is a student and faculty startup. It was started by 3 students and 2 professors. However, like any startup, we go through a very lean and difficult phase. And within the first 3 months, two of my other student partners decided to stop working for the venture. We started developing the technology from the university, and our first product took 6 months to develop. So the first sale that we had was in June 2010, a year after we started. Since then, we've made a lot of progress. We have achieved global distribution, and we have developed 9 new products. Our biggest sources of revenue now are research and new product contracts that we do for the central and state governments. And we've been fortunate in achieving over 1.8 million in revenue over the last 10 months. So we are a provider of solutions for homeland security and for chemical safety. The first product line is for detection of explosives. The second is where we make actual explosives that are used by bomb squads and bomb squad dogs for training. And the third product line is for chemical safety. We make solutions for detection, prevention, and neutralization of peroxides. So the first product we make is for detection of explosives. It is a critical need to quickly detect explosives. And the biggest problems that you become aware of are the shoe bomber in the US in 2001. We had the London subway bombings in 2005. Okay, I am going to turn the video on. Hopefully it will work. Can you all see me? Perfect. So the first product we made was for detection of explosives. And the problems, as you will know, are plenty. You see explosives used by terrorists. You see explosives used by hobbyists, people that for some reason want to play with explosives. And the customers are anybody that has to detect and prevent the use of explosives. So you have crime labs, you have bomb squads, you have military, you have TSA, police departments. What we have is a system that provides one-step detection. And we made 5 different products that allow you to quickly detect explosives. The products are packed into an ultralight and extremely portable kit that allows you to do 400 tests using one kit. The second product that we make is for chemical safety. And what happens in the lab is some chemicals become unstable and hazardous over time. So today, to dispose these chemicals, it costs anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 to dispose 1 liter of bad chemical. We have a solution that will allow you to detect, prevent, and neutralize these chemicals. The customers include labs, pharmaceutical companies, and waste disposal companies. So these are the 3 products we make. So the first one, Expel CE, is for prevention. Expel R is for neutralization, and ExploSense PS is for quick detection. The third product we make are explosives. We make actual explosives that are used by customers for training bomb squad dogs, for testing different sensors that are used at airports, security checkpoints. This is a novel product. What we provide is an explosive that is packed in a way that it is non-explosive. So our business model is real simple. What we do is we look at what the market needs are, and the 2 main places we look for them are: 1, if the government has a solicitation or a request for a proposal, and second is talking to customers, so the military, the police, the bomb squad, see what solutions they are looking for. Once we know what the market needs, and if we can provide a solution to that problem, we submit a proposal to an agency, maybe the state government or the central government or the government agency that wants this solution, to show how we can create a new product that will fit their need. So once we submit the proposal, and if the proposal gets funded, we do research and development to make this product, And once we make this product, we go through testing. Once testing is done, the customers are happy with the result, we commercialize the product. So this looks very simple and very obvious, but if you look deep into it, what you realize is we only spend time and money to build solutions to problems that are widely documented. So we don't build a solution just because we have a cool idea or just because we have a possible improvement. We only spend time, money, and resources to build solutions or new inventions to problems that people are so concerned that they go out and ask for solutions. The advantage of doing that is once the solution is proposed, we already have a customer that wants to buy it. Versus building something and trying to find customers for it. So there are two different approaches to this. In our case, since we are a research and development company, we make solutions that people already want. Our team's really simple. It's a small team, and our team consists of the 3 co-founders, 2 professors, and me. We also have a team of researchers that work and help us complete our R&D. Now, for any small startup or any new company, it is highly advised to have an advisory board. Now, the advantage is these people have experience, so they can share and help you navigate problems. What they can do is help you prevent wasting time, money. They can help you get customers. They can help you get funding. Above all, they can help you navigate through the steps in a very effective manner. The way I look at this, going over the last 3 years of working in this company, starting from nothing, without any investment, growing the company to do over 4 million in 3 years, is there only 4 things. One is how committed you are to the company. So like anything you do in life, you will only be good at it if you are really committed to it. And commitment means a lot of things. Commitment means working hard. Commitment means being there all the time and moving forward, not getting stuck with just one issue. Commitment also means if the things are not working well, which in any startup will be the case, because the first few years will be really difficult to see some tangible progress. So for us, we didn't have any sales for the first year. We did not have any investment for the first year. So the first year, we basically survived on working jobs outside. So me personally, when I started the company, for the first year and a half, I worked in different jobs, making money so I can pay bills, my bills, and also pay bills for the company. So even though I was CEO of a business, we had a company that we were working on, I still had to go out and work 40-30 hours a week apart from working on the company to make money to pay bills. So the way I look at it is my commitment to the venture allowed us to survive and get to a point where we can start making money. Now the second most important point is the ability to be flexible. If you get stuck with just one idea or just one product, you do not have a company. The reason being, if the product that you're working on is not successful, and if it's all you're working on, you lose the opportunity that you might come across. So in our case, we started with making explosive detection products, and we realized there was going to be a lot of time before we get government approvals and before people will start buying explosive detection products from a brand new company. So what we did was we used our knowledge and start making chemical safety products. So the first product that went to market from Explosive was a chemical safety product. It was not explosive detection, but it was our ability to be flexible, to exploit a new opportunity. So I believe that's an important key in moving forward. The third thing is being able to achieve a lot with very few resources. And that's where a startup is more powerful than a big company. So if you are making a product or a service or a software that a big company was making, you actually have an edge because you can change and update and change direction quickly than the big company. The big company gets tied down by a lot of problems. So they have 10 people working on one software. They can quickly change 10 people from that software to a different one. The big company has big operations. So if they're making a product and the product fails, they've already spent millions of dollars making their product. But a small company, a startup, does not necessarily spend that much money. So you have to be able to achieve a lot more with a lot less. So now if you survive and if you grow the business, the fourth most important thing is having forward-looking goals. So goals are really important because the first idea you have or the first product you have, once you're working through that, you need to be aware what you want to do next. You need to be working on it while you're working on this, because one product does not make a company. Multiple products make a successful company. Multiple services make a successful company. So as an entrepreneur or as a startup, you should be very, very aware and have a vision of making multiple products, multiple services. So with my experience working on Explosive, and as I went through the last 3 years, I started as a student, and then now I have experience in building startups. And what happens with that is you get more and more opportunities. So I have been involved in setting up 2 other opportunities. One is Max Q, and the premise of the venture is to provide technology, products, So very highly insulated shipping containers for safe transportation of bloods, vaccines, foods, anything that requires heat sensitive packaging. So that's a technology that I got involved in. That's a venture I'm helping out. And this is different from explosive in the sense that this is a technology that is an invention of a couple of students at a university. So I was able to come in and help them take this to market. The second one is a professor developed technology, and this is in a totally different area. So explosive is chemistry and chemicals. MaxQ is materials and packaging. MesoBio is biomedical. So what I'm trying to tell you here is once you are successful and are able to build a venture up, the same knowledge and experience and skills can be applied to different industries, different products, different services. So what I would encourage you is to focus really well on the first venture, build it up. Because guess what? If you are successful, you will be involved in a lot more opportunities and you will grow as an entrepreneur. So all the successful people in the world or the successful entrepreneurs, Steve Jobs was involved in Apple, Next, and Pixar. The second example is Elon Musk, responsible for PayPal, SpaceX, and Tesla. Totally different companies, totally different opportunities, but the same person. And most of these people did not have a degree in chemistry or a degree in biomedical or a degree in materials. The advantage is once you become this person who has the experience, you can go across different disciplines. But the things are very simple, right? You need to commit to the venture, you need to be flexible, and you need to have goals that will allow you to move forward. Work ethic is key. You want to be somebody that works hard. The reason being, if you work hard, the first 1, 3, 5 years, you will put yourself in a position to be really successful. So that's a short presentation because I wanted to actually get your questions and see if I can answer some. So please go ahead. Time for your questions. Okay. So the advisory board, there are two sets set up. One is advisory board and the second one is board of directors. So advisory board is a board typically of successful people that are interested in helping you. So our advisory board, they don't have any shares, they don't get any salaries, but they are interested and willing to help the company grow. On the other side, if you set up a board of directors, in that case, you will have to provide them shares and salaries. Now, board of directors is a legally binding and setup. Does that answer? Okay. So the co-founders, I am a co-founder in MaxQ and Misobio also. And both of these teams are really small teams. MaxQ is a team of 4 students and me, which I was also a student. I graduated 2 years ago. And Misobio, the team is really small. It's me and 2 other professors. Does that help? That's a very good question. The question is what kept me going during difficult times. So when I started the venture in 2009, I had no experience. I was a student in business school, and I had no idea of chemistry or chemicals. And when I started working on it, all I knew was to write a business plan for the company. That's all I could do. I had no idea about marketing, no idea of accounting, no idea of hiring people. So over time, I was able to acquire those resources, but it was challenging. But having the right people in place helped me. So my advisory board was always positive because they saw me work hard. So they kept telling me that, hey, if you keep working hard, things will get better. My partners went out of the way at times to do things that will help the company move forward. So it was a combination of advisors. It was a combination of my partners helping me sometimes even with money, and also all the supporting people that believed that the company will move forward, even though there were no signs of us moving forward, helped me during the hard times. Now, to answer Alexander's question, the advisory board. So typically, the way you want to use your advisory board is you want to have a good board, say of 3 to 5 people. And these 3 to 5 people, the people you want are people that you think can help you in different areas. So if you are making a product that you need to manufacture, it'd be good to have somebody with some manufacturing experience. If you're looking to get sales, domestic, national sales and international sales, it'll be good to have somebody who has done this in the past. And ideally, you want people that are really successful, that also have their own companies, or they have some, they are they have big positions in big companies. So when you build this good advisory board, you want to have meetings with them every 4 months or 3 months, depending on how you want to work with them. And what you do in these meetings is you set up, say, these are my goals, these are my problems, these are my resources. How do I go about solving some of these problems? Now, having a good advisory board should help you, at least with directions and troubleshooting to solve these problems. So that's what we do. We meet every 4 months, then we see what we proposed, how good we were in doing those, what the next problems are. So for our products, we have global distribution through Sigma Aldrich. And so we are, and personally, we have sold directly in England, in Switzerland, and in a couple of countries in Africa, a few countries in Asia. So we have global sales across for our different products. Yes and no. The mentors. Yeah, you look to them as mentors, but the goal is to have maybe 1 or 2 mentors maximum. And the reason I say that is because mentors typically have are people that you want to have a strong impression on you. Somebody that you can maybe be like them in some areas. So yeah, some of them are my mentors, but not all of them are. But the goal of all of these are they want to help new companies. Anybody that is successful in any area, and if you go to them with a question, they will be more than happy to help you. That's typically the case, and we don't pay them. They want to help because they want to help. And if they really want to get paid, then there are two reasons why you might not work with them. Is one, because they are not asking how they can help you, but they're asking that how much they can get paid, which means they will be not as willing to work beyond pay. And second, as a startup, you do not have the money to pay yourself and grow the company. Forget paying people that are already successful. Okay, which question was that? Was that the question about pay? Okay. So when it comes to paying people on the advisory board, I recommend not to do that, because in a startup, your resources are limited. You don't have that much money, and the money that you have, you should use to grow your business. The advisory board people you bring are successful people. They typically have the money, so they should be willing to help you or advise you without expecting a payment upfront. However, if things are successful in 3 years, 5 years, you make a lot of money, maybe you can give them a bonus, but I will not pay them upfront. And if they ask to get paid upfront, maybe they are not a good contact. You might pay them upfront if they bring you a lot of business, because you can use the money from the sale to pay them. But I will not recommend paying them from your pocket, because that money should be used to grow the company. Yes, of course, it's difficult to find good people. But if you are working hard and you have one or two people, successful people that like what you do, typically they are connected to a lot of people. So two ways you find good advisors. One is you go and find who you would want on your advisory board. Then you try to find a way to reach them. And the other way is you contact people that you know are really successful and ask them to help you find people that you're looking for. Because just like any social group, the successful people are typically friends with each other. So you should be able to leverage somebody's contact for your benefit. Okay, so Explosive did not get any investment. So we were able to build the company we kept applying for grants, contracts, proposals to the state and central government. And once we got funded through them, we were able to use that money to grow the company. So that was for Explosive. And it's to a point today that we make enough money from sales that we don't have to go out for investment anymore. Now on the new companies, MaxQ and MisoBio, we are getting angel investors that are interested in funding the company because they see a lot of potential in the company and they see a lot of, they are happy with the team because the team now, with me involved, shows some track record of building a company. Did that make sense, Alexander? Absolutely. So the competition, you look at it in two ways. One is people that do the same thing as you do. So there are a lot of companies that do explosive detection products. But what we do is we specialize in only homemade terrorist explosives, and we also specialize in doing quick test. So that's why, so even if you want to compete in a big market, you can create differentiation and through that differentiation have a competitive advantage versus your competitors. Now in chemical safety market, we do not have a lot of competition, but there are substitutes. There are people that use other chemicals to keep some chemicals safe. And we are replacing these other chemicals. So in any business you get in, you will always have some competition which is direct competition, and you'll have substitutes. So somebody is using something else today to do what your product will help them do. So there is competition, but you want to be really smart about highlighting your advantage, and you want to be able to explain the value proposition to the customer in terms of how much money they can save, in terms of how effective and efficient your solution is versus competitors. If you make the same product everybody else makes, then it's a bad business model. So if you started making hammer today, so many companies make hammers. But if you came up with a newer invention that might make the hammer more efficient or provide a more benefit to the customer, then you can have an advantage. So the goal always should be to creating a sustainable competitive advantage. Yes, we have multiple patents in the US. We also have international patents on the products. And typically, the way we file patents, we only file patents for the products we think need to be protected. So our strategy is to have some patents and some trade secrets. Just like Coca-Cola, the recipe for Coca-Cola is a trade secret. It's not patented. So you want to have a strategy that involves both. Because once you file a patent, you document your invention, it goes through the patenting process, and then after 2 years, it gets published. So your competition can actually go and read what your invention is to the detail. So what you want to do is have a combination patent along with some secret that you do not share. And by having that, the competition will have a hard time copying exactly why you are better. We do. PR is absolutely important because once you do good work and you make good products, you want to be you want to make sure that your customers are aware of it. You won't be able to get customers unless they know why your product is better. So PR is absolutely important, and we try to get as much PR as we can to the right group. So it's one thing getting in the newspaper and you get exposure to a lot of people, but what's more important is getting into the newspaper or the magazine or the journal that all our customers read. That is more powerful than getting into a newspaper that everybody else reads. Because not everybody else will buy your product, but the right customer will buy your product. In the beginning, yes. In the beginning, you have to do almost all your work, from marketing to making brochures to doing media, writing press releases, all that stuff. But as the company grows, we will be able to leverage, get more resources on our side, maybe work with some companies outside to grow it out, to grow it. But yes, we do write, we do help writing. So every time we launch a new product, we have a press release for it, and we make sure that the press release goes to a target customer. Marketing is really important, and you need to be able to spend enough money to get sales. When I say that is, the percentage you spend on marketing changes over time. So when you are a brand new company with no track record and a brand new product, you might have to spend more to reach the customer. So your percentage that you spend on marketing is really high. So at the early stage, I think I was spending almost equal or more than how much I would get in sales than on marketing. But as the company grows, as the brand becomes popular, more and more people buy your product, then the percentage you spend on marketing decreases because you get a lot more for the money you spent. Because now the brand Explosive is known by customers in bomb squads. So we have to spend less money building the brand, but we can spend more money on pushing the specific product. So the percentage changes over time. It typically goes very high at the beginning, and it then settles down anywhere from, depending on the market, of course, anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40% as the company becomes steady. But you need to be really sure that you allocate a good portion of funds to marketing. Because if you cannot market it, if you cannot sell it, you don't really have a company. You can have the best product, but if nobody is buying, you will not survive. Okay, so can you explain a little bit more? What do you mean by that question? Can you give an example? Do you mean business model? You mean manufacturing versus outsourcing? Oh, okay. So that depends on your industry. It depends on the product you sell. So if you are making, say, bottled water, or actually say if you're making, say, these markers, right? Then typically the way the business works is you make a lot of these, you have inventory, and then you ship it out to the customers. So it's not just in time. It's a process where you hold inventory and you ship out. But if you are making a product that changes rapidly, or say it's an expensive product. So for example, if you are a company that is making a custom software for a client, in that case, you will only make it when the customer asks for it. So that will be more like a just-in-time process. So it all depends on the industry. It all depends on the customer, and also depends on your resources. So even if you are making these markers, if you don't have much money in your company, then you won't be able to make a lot and store them and ship them out. You might only make some, ship them out, get money, and make more. So it's a good question. It all depends upon your your product, it all depends on your customers, it all depends on your industry. And you should be able to, and a good business will be aware of all of this. There's a lot of luck involved. I agree, but luck is only followed by hard work. So when we started working on Explosive, and even today, I still work 7 days a week. I still work almost 10 to 12 hours a day. And there's two reasons why I do that. One is there's a lot of things that we need to do. And two is we don't have enough people yet where I can split the work. So luck does play a big role in building a business, but you need to be able to. It only comes along with hard work. So if you don't work hard, you could be lucky, but you won't be able to achieve long-term success. So you need to able to work hard and be able to capitalize on any opportunity. And luck happens to be one of those cases where you might run into somebody that is a big customer, you talk to them, and next thing you know, you get a big order. And that was luck because you did not go and contact them, you did not go and uh, spend money to get them. You happen to run into them. So that happens. But the only way it works is because you spend a lot of time working hard. I typically sleep 6 to 7 hours, but I do make time to spend time with my friends, with my family. Uh, don't have much family in the U.S. I only have a brother, but I make sure there's a balance for everything. You can't just be working. So they're different for the different products. For the explosive detection products, the market size is around $400 million for explosive detection. For chemical safety products, the market size is around $120 million. So the target market is specific to the product, and per product, they're different. And of course, the market is bigger if I can account markets outside of the US, India, China. Okay, I'll repeat that. So the target market for our explosive detection products is around $400 million. That's only the US market. If I add China, India, Australia, UK, the market increases. Now the target market size of the chemical safety products is around 120 to $150 million. So every product line we make has their own target market, and we make sure that the market is big enough for us to spend the time and effort to build a solution for that market. So our goals for US sales next year, just for the explosive detection products, is around $150,000. And the reason it's a lower estimate is because we are trying to get some more government approvals. If we can get that, our goal will increase to around $300,000. For the chemical safety products, our goal in the US next year is around $130,000. And if we add the international markets, that's going to double over the next year. We also do a lot of research contracts, and our goal for that is around $1 million next year for the research contracts. Yes, absolutely. You need to have a business plan. And there are people that say that you do not really need a business plan and you can just make a product and go to market. But what the business plan does is it allows you to look into a lot of different areas. So you look at the industry. You want to see if the industry is growing or not. You look at the markets to see how the competition is, who the customers are, how do they buy the product, how much they pay for it, how quickly they pay for it. So to get all this good information, you need to have a good business plan. A good business plan might take you anywhere from 3 to 6 months to write because it will have all these good details that will make you smarter than your competitors. That will make you much more uh, wise about making decisions because you know all this information. So a good business plan is absolutely important. So when we wrote the business plan 2 years ago, I don't use the business plan for operations, but I have so much more information that helps me in making my decisions today. It all depends. So you know you want to look at opportunities, and some of the most obvious ones for me right now would be opening offices for our companies there to sell the product. But it depends on the opportunity. If something else comes that is really relevant to Moscow, we will look into that. And yeah, we look for partners. If somebody can help us, if they have something that we can use to grow a business, and they need something that we have that they believe can help them grow the business, absolutely. You should always be looking for opportunities. Yes. I can't vote. I am an international immigrant here, so I'm not a citizen of the U.S. So I can't vote. Who would you guys vote for? Okay. Can't tell. There's so many good things to do. There are so many opportunities to look at. I can't pick a time frame for that, and I'm not sure I will retire soon. No, I'm not married. So that's an advantage I have now, that I don't have that many complications in life. Uh, I do well. I do well. I do well for my family. So yeah, it's good. Uh, I do well for what I do, and I think there's a lot of room for improvement. Uh, Rich money wise is something that will happen over time, and I think I do well now with money. But I think the way I look at it is, if I can, my one of my goals is to do 10 successful businesses over the next 10 years. If I can do that, that would be really cool. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for asking those questions. They helped me a lot looking back and thinking about how things are working and how things should be working. So I hope you guys gained from this conversation, and I hope you guys do great things. Let me know. Feel free to contact me. You have my email in front of you if you have any questions, or if I can help you in the future.